Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. This is probably going to be quite a fast video, quick, in other words, short in any other way. What I wanted to do was I wanted to make a point about, this is a postscript on all that's been happening to us. Beth and I have had for the last several months, but for more than that, for probably 18 months from various people. We're not going to dwell on the haters, we're not going to dwell on the trolls. What we're going to do is we're going to point out that as a result of what was destructive against us action, we were led to the NBI, and the NBI investigated us and they cleared us of any wrongdoings. They endorsed us to, they reported us as complying, and they endorsed us to the DSWD. Now, what I'm actually looking at now, when we went along, we asked as a question, really for our own information, what can we do about the cybercrime that we consider, that we allege is being committed against us? And one of the things that, oh gosh, have I gone and lost it now? One of the things that we wanted to know was, is it possible that the law will allow for one person to slander and blacken the name of another person with no evidence offered and no accountability? And as the agent that did the investigation against us said, this is called black propaganda. And we looked up the definition, and black propaganda is where without normally used by politicians, so that they can actually put down the good standing of an opponent by casting aspersions about his character or about anything else that they feel that they can. And it seems like with politicians that maybe they have to put up with it. Does a private individual have to put up with it? And is the internet being used in this way, in a way which people cannot be held accountable? Can it be possible? He asked us for what evidence that we had, and what we did was we went back and we quietly copied all of the channels that, or pretty well a good cross-section of the channels that are out there accusing us of being scammers, of being thieves, of being unethical, of cheating people. Believe me, you wouldn't, well, you wouldn't believe me if you knew some of the stuff that's been leveled against us. We even had one person who sent a message to me saying, talk in the barangay is that it was Beth that reported you, even trying to break up our marriage, trying to get me sent to prison, trying to get me deported. Now, are we going to take the high road? Well, at some point change is going to have to come on this, don't you think? Is it possible that if you stand back and allow this to happen to another person, is it going to happen eventually to you? And that's what always happens. What does a good man have to do in order to help evil to win? And the answer is nothing. Now, there were several comments which were put onto our channel that for some reason went into review, and they've sat there for a day. Now, what I've done is, looking through my my new laptop, by accident I found these, and they're by a subscriber who has been righteous, not self-righteous, a righteous voice in helping us in our fight to win and bring out the truth. So Daniel, I'm going to read one of your comments, and I'm going to encourage people to keep scrolling down all the way until you get back to over a day ago, in case you didn't see this. I'm going to read out now, and this was in answer to someone else, another comment or another response that was made to Daniel. Says John H., a source indicates NBI, per investigative results, may pursue or will pursue slander, defamation indictments for using social media within the country of the Philippines to promote black propaganda against a Philippine citizen and, per association by marriage, her husband Terence Martin. So in other words, against Beth. I and others have consulted the body of laws of or about slander, defamation, according to Philippine constitutional law. Title 13 of the Revised Penal Code of the Philippines addresses crimes against honor. Chapter 1 of that title addresses libel and slander. Slander by deed is defined as any act not included and punished in this title which shall cast dishonor, discredit, or contempt upon another person. Depending on the circumstances, plaintiffs can file both civil and criminal defamation charges over the same event, but the NBI can proceed as a legal entity on its own. Get that point. It's not just down to us. On its own to pursue... Lost it. Sorry, I've gone and... Okay, to pursue charges in behalf of the Philippine government pursuant to their own investigative findings against a person or persons employing social media within the native country of the Philippines, and ask Terence Martin to participate as a plaintiff to pursue indictments for defamation, slander. The NBI is poised to act on their findings. Now, one of the other comments made the observation that it was quite possible that these people who have been so free in their slanderous allegations against us, and not just us, against other people, this is what they do, that they may have been like one of our neighbors, which I am sure you well are familiar with. They may have been going around cleaning up their act, taking out the slanderous statements. This is what has been happening. This particular neighbor has almost been putting on makeup in his guise as the good old guy. Would I ever say that? Certainly not. But it's been happening, and now they're scurrying round and they're cleaning up their act because it can be recorded. Now, we gave a sheaf like this of copies of what we had taken from the internet to the NBI. So it's not over with the haters, believe me, in more ways than one. I just wanted to read that. I thank you, Daniel, for making this inquiry, for doing this research on our behalf. It's not about revenge. It's about change. Why can we not change it so that people think before they start to slander other people who are simply trying to do good? And that's what we have been trying to do. And we have not given up, but we have been through unnecessary, very much unnecessary stress and slander in order to do what we want to do, which is to help very poor people, poverty-stricken, not by humiliating them by showing how poor they are, but by simply getting the funding that will empower us to help those who are virtually living without hope. That's our mission, and we are on the cusp of being able to do that. Stay with us. It's an exciting place to be right now, in more ways than one. Thank you for looking in. This is a foreigner in the Philippines.